Hello, IGN. My name is Jose Otero. I'm here with Schneider.
Hey, Jose.
And we're playing Axiom Verge on Wii U.
Yay.
New game or just continue where I was? What do you want to do?
Huh?
New game.
All right, do a new game so people can see how it starts and everything.
Yeah. So
but
what
look,
is Axiom Verge? This is what, the 30th anniversary of Metroid, but is there a Metroid game?
Right here.
Really?
Right here.
Oh.
There you go.
I know that. And it starts in New Mexico. That's really different than SR388.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But it is, I mean, as you can see, this is definitely a homage, spiritual homage, whatever you want to call it, to the Metroid franchise.
Yep.
In picture, gameplay, and sound.
Yeah.
You know, the entire setup is very Metroid, even though it's got a little bit more of a
story to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
different type of character and story.
This is a game that is lovingly inspired by 80s like Metroid style games, and you'll see it when we get into the actual gameplay. A lot of the cutscene work is super detailed. This kind of reminds me of like, and this was made by a good friend Thomas Happ.
Yep.
It was one man show, by the way. This was
That's
all the work of one
pretty
person.
insane, huh?
And it took a long time to make. But yeah, just the idea that like it is inspired by those kind of games where you're sort of exploring an action game, trying to find these weapons and these tools that you can use to gain access to places you couldn't reach before. And there's a bit of a science fiction storyline to it, sort of an Area 51-esque kind of weird thing, but very cool.
Go start it.
Yep, we're jumping in. We gotta get through the first cutscene.
Do it.
Yeah, Parrot just wants to get these things going.
There we go.
And
look.
here we go. Look at it. So if you're a Wii U owner, what I can't show you is that on the gamepad, you have a quick selection for weapons, and you also have a map, which is very useful. So I'm just going to jump through these lines of text really quickly. And I love that just like the original Metroid, you start the game by having to go to the left. You don't go to the right. You don't go to the right, which is kind of one of those famous things of the original Metroid game, where like every platformer was basically going from left to right, and Metroid's like, no, the thing you need is this way. You got to turn around.
Yeah, little difference. Obviously, you don't land on a planet and come out of your spaceship, but you come out of this hibernation capsule business, and you go left to get your weapon that will let you progress through the weird like eyeball-shaped goo on the right.
Yep. And we've got our gun here, so the Axiom Disruptor, and this is a multi-purpose weapon, which we're gonna use in a lot of ways in a second. But yeah, the look, the feel, look at the sprite work. Like it's all so lovingly like a love letter to those styles of game. And Thomas, big fan of Metroid, like absolutely loves that series.
The one thing I wish it had bored on the control front is like hold down the L button for a second.
Yeah.
That means you're locked in place, right? And
yes,
you
hang on, let me
you
get
can
on
shoot
top of
diagonally
something.
very easily, but you can't. I guess you can aim up digitally while you're running, but like I really love the R button, shoulder button on Super Metroid where you can shoot diagonally very easily.
Yep.
I wish they had done that without the lock-in, but you can obviously run and aim diagonally with a control stick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're using the well, no, we don't have to say it. We're fine. If you're using the analog, the circle pad, the analog stick, essentially you can run and sort of hold the direction and fire and do your thing.
Yep.
I will say, yeah, the minute you hold this down, you're trapped in place. The one thing that I like already is just being able to select weapons on the gamepad itself.
Yeah.
If you played the original release, which was on PS4 and PC, you had a little bit of, you just had to hover in a menu for a few seconds. I guess I should go all the way to the right first, just to kind of show the labyrinth-esque sort of way that these games unfold and how.
So of course, yeah. If you use
here.
Metroid, that's the first thing you do. Of course, you can't do anything with that. Like the best Metroid and Castlevania games, it guides you towards the like whenever you walk into a locked door or an obstacle you don't recognize, you go into another direction, and over time you learn what it takes to get rid of that obstacle. And in the Metroid franchise, it's the differently colored blast doors that you encounter. This one, they actually have a little bit of a twist. I think you're coming up to it in 1 second.
Yeah, in 1 second when I first.
Don't bother with those little.
Oh, I kill
things.
everything. Are you kidding me?
I like the you see that gate there? That was not a kind of like a standard gate where all you do is shoot at it with
and you see
more
the crystal
powerful
up there.
weapon.
Which I can't aim at because this weapon only shoots in one direction.
Yep.
No, but I love the having the 8-way sort of fire. I love the little effect that happens, and you see it better on this guy.
Oh yeah.
If I can.
The weird video noise thing.
Yeah, it looks like video noise, like signal disruption. I love that that's a thing. That's such an interesting touch. And there's also some weird like hacking portals and
Yeah.
things like that. Like look at that. It just it looks
Yeah,
like
there's like crazy like code infecting your screen in certain portions. Maybe we'll get that far, but
absolutely.
yeah, no, I really like the style. It has the kind of simple color scheme and sprite work from an 8-bit game with, you know, some 16-bit more advanced touches, obviously on the multicolored enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it has these more advanced special effects like that weird noise and everything.
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Cool. There you go. So now it's teaching you how to open those doors, and you're like, oh, I see, but I still can't. I still can't open that other door.
Yep. So we're gonna jump up through here.
So obviously that tells you need another item or weapon.
Yeah, which we're working on getting at the moment. We're gonna keep going north.
I gotta say, I mean, these types of games are really my favorite, whether in 2D or 3D. I just love the kind of item progression, and you know. Think of the Zelda games, like it's just such an awesome moment when you get the hook shot or something
or when you
that
figure
opens
it
up
out.
a new door, right?
Yep. So here we go. This is the weapon that we're going to need, and I took some damage, so that's bad. I'm at half health. So this is the Nova. This is really cool because you'll fire it once to fire a regular bullet, and then if you hit the fire button a second time, you'll detonate. So this is just a standard shot. But if I press it a second time, you see the explosion.
Yep.
And this is useful for hitting those crystals now.
Yep. And then the weapons aren't static. You can upgrade them in this game too, right? They can become more powerful.
Yes, which is also a cool thing. On top of like life upgrades and things like that as well, as you try to sort of navigate your way around the labyrinth. And just like a great Metroid example here again, once you get a tool, you have a spot to use it, which I'm using it poorly.
What is going on here?
It's lag is what it is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It is. Don't blame me for don't blame me for that. All
to
right,
be fair, we're playing it on a tiny screen right now on a computer here.
I wish we could have set up something better. But yeah, so right here on the gamepad, I can switch between weapons, which is really useful because if not, and you were just playing on like a Pro controller, you would have to take a minute to basically bring up a tiny menu essentially, which I'm not a big fan of like pausing the action. So if I hit the right stick, this is how you would have done it on the other systems, and then you just hit A. Just that momentary, like that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a second of
go up there.
Sort of safety. Yeah, I'll go up there.
No, that's the next. Yeah.
This is be an easier way to shoot.
By the way, if you listen to the music, I hope you can hear this. It's like it sounds like Metroid, but with a John Carpenter vibe to it. Like, if you know some of Carpenter's movies, like Escape from New York. It's got the crazy kind of synth whistles in it and everything. I really dig it.
Well, what's happening here? Oh, okay. I'm just like, where does that go? I should have probably shot a little more.
Oh,
new
bigger
enemy. New enemy. Ah, get away. All right,
you got that guy good.
Yeah, I'm just glad he did not. I didn't want to get embarrassed.
Listen to that sound.
Oh, no. Okay, so
cool?
there are weird like areas like this where it's like all hacked.
Yeah.
And I think there's a special gun you need for that too. But, I hope that at least this sort of video gave you an idea of sort of what Axiom Verge is. First of all, very cool game. We scored it very well when we reviewed it on PS4 and PC. And I definitely think it's worth your time. If you're not aware, Nintendo is currently putting this out. So this is on Wii U. And it is part of their Nindies Summer Jam.
Oh yeah.
Which every game that comes out on on a Thursday in September, they're promising one game every Thursday in September. That game is going to be at a discounted price for the first week. I think it's like 10% off.
Yeah.
So if you're curious about this, like it may be best to check it out within that first week, unless you're unless you're happy paying more, which is fine.
It's just, I mean, it's either way. It's a great celebration of the Metroid franchise, and in a year where we have a Metroid game, but it's a very, very different game from the traditional side scrollers or the Metroid Prime style exploration. It's nice to have an homage like this, and it really feels and sounds and looks like it. So if you love Metroid,
and let's end with a death.
Oh no!
I died.
Death.
Death becomes him. All right, well, there you have it, Axiom Verge. You can get this on Wii U starting September 1st. And for everything Nintendo, you're already in the right place here at IGN.